What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another very special episode of the Extra Yard. This is our first episode, I think maybe ever, and if not ever, definitely in a very long time, that takes place on a Tuesday. Our show is not going to be going twice a week. We're going to be going Tuesdays and Thursdays, both days at 9 p.m. Tuesday is going to be a review or breakdown of what happened the previous game, and then Thursday is going to be a preview of the next game. We're going to be doing this all season long. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 p.m. And we're going to try to keep it shorter than an hour. We're going to try to go 30 to 40 minutes. So you definitely want to check that out. Now, you may be asking why we started 10 minutes late. I want to blame Juan on that one, but I won't. I could blame Royal on that one, but I won't do that either. It's Kai's fault. No, in all actuality, we were just planning because we do have a lot of big things coming your guys' way. We are working on some video ideas, ways to make them more interesting, ways to get what you guys want. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Follow all of our Twitter accounts, which you can find in the description below, and go follow our other YouTube channel, the Extra Yard account, where we will be putting out some other videos.
English.
That's the one. Que vamos a sacar ahí. So, not only that, to all those of you watching, number one, like the video. Number two, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell. All right. 60% of those that watch our videos are not subscribed to the channel. It's a really big group of you. It's very easy. Just go down. It's a little red button that says subscribe. Bam. Subscribe to the channel. That simple. Other than that, we have to talk about a sponsor, and then I'll shut up. Thrive Fantasy. You will find a link to Thrive Fantasy below. With Thrive Fantasy, you're going to have a Dolphins contest for week 1 of the NFL season, right, Juan? It's a week 1 contest.
Yeah, specifically to Dolphins.
It's completely Dolphin-centric. You can win a crap ton of money. And the best part, if you sign up for Thrive, you will get a 100% money match guarantee on any deposit up to $100. So do you want 100 free dollars for 100 of your dollars? Why not take it? Thrive is really easy to use. You're going to have a great time. And if you think you know football, that is a way to prove it to not only yourself, but your friends as well. So with that being said, don't forget to check out Thrive. Like the video, subscribe, smash that damn bell, and away we go with some Dolphins talk. We will talk about the Falcons game and how Tua did.
Yo, Juan.
But we're saving it for the end.
He called you out, in the talk that we had in between before we started. He called you out heavily. He was like, "All right, Juan, you got the call to action?" And he was like, "Nah, Mike, you got it." And then immediately he goes, "So, Juan, you know what this is, right?"
Listen,
Damn,
I just love that
Mike.
my guy just came so professional.
For
I know he's
real.
wearing a Tua jersey, but he might as well wear like a suit and tie. Like I'm just so proud of my guy.
I did once wear a shirt and tie on a show, and you guys roasted me for the entire
He
episode.
didn't even give the introduction now with
Nah, everybody knows who
Royal.
we are. Everybody knows who we are. Okay,
Was
fine.
Royal?
Royal is always going to be here. Royal's going to be here on every episode from here to Kingdom Come, and I'm not that excited about it because Royal is a pain in the ass.
Oh, yes, and I'm about to start right now because I'm not going to just let you blow by my introduction, okay? Thank you guys for having me. I am the newest member of the Extra Yard. So I did want to tell a story. That tweet that I sent announcing my joining this cast, I ran that by no one. None of the other hosts on this show. I didn't run it by Ethan. I just tweeted it. It was something that we had been thinking about. They asked me to join a few more shows this season, and I decided I wanted to come on every show. That is how this process went. It was a unilateral decision, and Michael and everybody else who don't like gonna have to fucking deal with it. Thank you very much.
Those are what we call executive decisions, where no questions needed to be asked. It was just decided.
Yo, Mike is hating it.
I'm so excited for the season, guys. I can't wait to have a Packers fan on our show. Listen. A year from now,
He's a Dolphins fan now.
when your team is nobody and the one good thing you all have had for years is gone, long gone,
We'll have
I'm
Tua
going to eat up those tears,
We'll have
homie.
Tua to open his arms to him.
Michael, 1 year from now, I will be a Dolphins fan.
There we go.
Oh, so you're admitting to
There
not being a
we
Dolphins
go.
fan now.
It's a work in progress.
That is a
Rome was
well-known
not built
fact.
in one day.
Okay.
I'm a Dolphins fan in training, bro. That's why I'm here, bro.
Training day,
You guys
bro.
can train me up the way I should go.
I do want to bring this one up, and I will get to Joshua in a second. He's auditing Finn's YouTube and looking for Tua doubters, right? Anybody that doubted Tua in the offseason. I'm not going to point any fingers, but if I had to,
we're definitely going to talk about this at the end for sure. I have a lot to say about it.
we have a lot to talk about with Tua, but we want to save that to the end. You got to save the best for last, right? Like if you have that last bite of your meal
Love you
and it's
too,
the
Jerry.
best bite,
Or
you
Jerry.
don't get it right
Jerry's my
away.
boy. Jerry's
And-
my boy. He's with. I just want to bring this up.
Oh.
Jerry's my boy. He does inter stuff and well, he's a Lazio fan, but he does soccer stuff with Donald for Serie A. So he's just coming in. But love you,
Oh,
Jerry.
curling.
And Joshua, thank you for
That's
being
okay.
here. Listen, I can't talk about Nick Vucevic on the stream just because he's with the Bulls now, right? He broke my heart. I wanted him here, and he decided to go elsewhere. So it is what it is with Vooch. I wish him all the best, and hopefully eventually he's doing it in a Heat jersey, right? Please. All right, we've got a Falcons game to talk about. But before we get to the Falcons game, I do want to talk about those roster cuts. Let's go over the changes that were made. Juan, do you know exactly who was cut? Can you name me at least one wide receiver that is no longer on the team? Probably.
No, you know what, Michael? No, we're gonna actually be technically correct here and politically correct. My dog Lynn Bowden Jr. is actually on IR for the season. This is what these
He
is
said
what
the
elite
name right.
teams,
Let's go.
Yeah, this
That's
is
the
what
first
elite
time.
teams do. They stash elite talent that's not quite ready yet. They stash them in IR, bro. So this is a very good move. This is a very good move. But inside, I'm dead. I'm numb.
I know a wide receiver that I'm not really sure if he was a wide receiver. Isaiah Ford got cut.
He'll be
Yep.
back.
It is what
He's
it
on
is.
he's on
He'll
an
be back.
IOU.
Yeah.
He's on an
He'll be
IOU.
back.
He's
Like
on an
he always
IOU.
is, let's be
Literally.
real. Isaiah
Will
Ford
he
is
actually
always
be
back.
back? Because I don't think
He's
Isaiah Ford will be
always
back.
He's
back,
good to
bro.
be back
Come
at
on.
some point.
We can't sign him to practice squad anymore, though, right? He's
I don't
definitely
know.
out of
Wrong.
eligibility.
We
should be.
traded him and then he got back. Like, come
Same
on.
year, same season.
But the roster moves that were made. So they released Jermaine Illuminor.
Illuminor. Yeah.
Don't even know who that is. Go. I mean, get out of here.
Nah.
Wide receiver Isaiah Ford.
Yeah.
They've waived / injured wide receiver Robert Foster. So that means he had
Let-
some sort of injury.
Let me just say that move right there lets me know that the king of the pirates, Monkey D. Luffy, also known as Mac Hollins, is going to go ahead and actually win his roster spot. That's his spot now. Like he's done on he's on the team right now.
Who? Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
Mac Hollins is definitely staying on the team. I just
I
think
think we
he's
all
been
knew that,
performing
though.
too well.
No, but there was
did
a
we
good
have
difference
him?
between him.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Yeah,
Did we have him on the
Foster.
on
I'm
the
saying
6?
recently.
I didn't.
I
I
don't
didn't
think
have
we-
him
I
on
don't
my
think we did.
53 projection. I did
Ooh.
not.
I'll pull it
And
up because
to address JP Kirk Merritt, my thought process is going to be Kirk Merritt is probably going to practice squad again. That's why they didn't cut him. That would be my thought
He'll get
process.
sniped. We did have Matt.
You think
Collins
Kirk's
on our
going to get
53.
sniped from practice squad?
We just to really quick remember, we did have Matt Collins on our 53, according
Oh, we
to
did?
what I have here. Juan, yes.
Our
Oh,
we did do our.
I think
53,
it did come down to Mac or Albert Wilson, and I voted Mac, and I got outvoted because y'all don't know your football. Right?
Anyways.
Somebody gave Juan access to all 22. I don't know who that was. But
Yo,
we can't do this right now.
okay, sorry. We'll move on.
Not in
None
front
of
of
the names,
company.
none of the names that got cut or waived really make any waves with the team. The only one that really kind of stuck with people is Lynn Bowden Jr. Royal, you know about LBJ, right? Who Juan calls LBJ.
Right.
Good move, bad move. I understand it's injured reserve, but it does kind of seem like his time with the Dolphins might be over unless they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for the wide receiver position next year.
Yeah, he's a quarterback who played wide receiver. Okay, look, I get it. Like he showed flashes. He was reliable for the Dolphins down the stretch of last year, but they brought in too much talent this year in order to have fringe NFL talent at the position on the roster. Like it's legitimately a position of depth for the Dolphins now, wide receiver. And even though they have injury history from most of the players that they have there, they're still more talented than LBJ is. So I'm going to respect Juan and call him LBJ because I liked him, bro. Like he was cool, but he just got it's a number,
bro.
It's a numbers game. You know what I mean?
15 with the Dolphin in himself, bro. Like, come on, like
it's a numbers game, bro. And he was on the other side of the numbers this time.
Yep.
So it's
Facts.
that's just how it works.
Now, I do want to bring up Kirk. So a couple names that did kind of make it through this wave of wide receiver cuts, because it was very wide receiver heavy. Malcolm Perry made it through that wave. Kirk Merritt, like we've talked about, also made it through that wave.
To be fair, that the next wave is really the one that's
right. The next wave is really the one, right? Because the next wave is 27 players that are going to have to get cut.
It would go
From 80 to 53.
Yeah.
I personally, and I'm only bringing up Kirk because the comments are talking about him. We brought him up. I personally don't see a place for Kirk Merritt on the 53-man roster. I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. He's a good player. I just don't see him beating out the other guys that are there.
To just stir the pot, I will say this: he was on opening kickoff versus the Falcons, and he actually made the tackle. So it looks like they're saying, okay, look, if realistically you're not going to make it just playing receiver, can you play special teams? And maybe if he still shows a little more there, maybe he can make the team. But we'll see.
How many receivers do we think that they're carrying into the regular season?
I'm going to say 7 because week 1 Fuller won't count, so it really will be 6, but it's 7.
That's what I was saying. I tweeted out they need a minimum of 6. Like, you can't go any lower than 6. I think it was Ethan that tweeted out, if the Dolphins keep 5, what 5 do you keep? With the way this room is going, if they only keep 5, they're really flirting with disaster on that one. So
keep 5 where?
Keep 5 wide receivers. That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. It was way too little.
They're gonna have 3 or 4 wide receivers literally in the injury room every single week. Like literally.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kendall just hopped in. Kendall says, Kirk Merritt has baggage, so maybe they can stash him. I think Kirk Merritt can go to the practice squad, and I don't think he'll get sniped. I really don't. I think he's a good player. I think he'll be able to stay there. But you seem to think differently.
To answer this, the final cut day is the 31st.
And I think we're doing
at 4 p.m.
That's in a week.
From 80 to 26. Also, one name that or 80 to 53. One name that I think we kind of forgot about that also stayed on the roster is Kyle Loxley is another one that survived the cut. Grant. No. Obviously, no one's Obviously, no one is kind of sitting there saying, "Okay, Kyle Loxley is going to be this star," but that is definitely interesting considering the fact that they could have kept Robert Foster, and instead they just said, "All right, bye," and we're gonna stick with Kai.
And Robert Foster did just look good in the most recent game. I mean, he caught a touchdown. He looked good doing it. Yeah. He looked like he fit with the team. We know he had the connection with Tua from Alabama. There's just a lot of talent in that room, and there's a lot of injury history in there. But it was
always him or Mac, and Mac just balled out, bro. Like really.
Right now, as we stand, it's Devontae, Jakeem, Albert, Fuller, Mac, Waddle, Perry, Merritt, and Loxley, considering those who aren't on IR with Allen Hurns and Lynn Bowden Jr.
They're, in my opinion, for sure trying to trade one of those receivers. Will it work out as far as what they're looking for and what teams are actually calling? I'm not
9
sure
healthy
about.
receivers right now.
If you guys
healthy is
it's a big ass asterisk.
Fuller came back today, but it was a walkthrough.
Yeah,
right. But I think everyone's expecting him to be back once he's done with his suspension. I think everyone is expecting.
If you each had to trade one wide receiver, right? Like one wide receiver that you think is worth it, right? Like the talent isn't. No, I'm being honest.
Mike, I'm staring into my camera for this.
Say it.
Throw me an alley.
No, I'm being legit. I'll tell you. Listen, you ready? Because I'll tell you right now. If I was to trade one wide receiver from that room, for me personally,
you say Devontae Parker.
Nope, it would be Preston Williams. Personally,
but does he have trade value?
I think Preston Williams has trade value. I think Preston Williams has more trade value than the guy that you guys were talking about trading.
I don't think so. That's my argument. And that's not even me with my bias towards Jakeem, which is obvious every show. But I just think you could sell a all-pro kick returner / punt returner to a team more than.
I think I'm with Mike. I think Preston Williams, he might not have much value, but I think it's much more value than a kick returner.
Yes.
That's my argument for getting rid of Cuss. So I just
and listen. If Preston stays, I'm totally fine with it because I genuinely think that Preston Williams is a very talented wide receiver.
Yeah,
I just think it's 2 years in a row of the same exact thing. He has one blowout game and then he's out.
Hey,
he starts out a little slow.
Christian didn't get him injured. At least there's that.
Yeah,
he did say that.
He did say that. Games.
So, right, he's good for 8 games, but then he starts slow the first 6. But then he starts slow the first 6, and then he balls out the last 2, and then he gets injured.
No. That's how we're gonna do it this time. We're gonna stagger it. So we're just gonna tell him, 3 weeks, don't do nothing, chill at the crib, bring him back, get him going. By that point, it's week 12-ish, and then it's you got 4 good games, and then that's it. You do.
Here's my thing with this. is like, and I don't think it makes any sense to trade Devontae Parker. Like, it just, with the contract that he has, it's one of the best contracts. Him and Zach Sealer have two of the best team-friendly contracts in the NFL.
I'm not moving Parker.
No sense.
I'm not moving Parker.
It just makes
no
sense.
All right,
y'all know who keep bringing that shit up about moving Devontae Parker? Fucking Lewis.
I will say this: the only argument that I said I would be down to move Devontae with the tackle from the Eagles, Andre Dillard, I think it was, who was a first-round pick. He seems disgruntled, and we're always seem to be trying to send him to the Eagles for socks. So I figured if they can get
a starting caliber left tackle, which I truly don't think can be had for just Devontae Parker, because of how rare it is to find a comfortable starting left tackle. Like, I might be able to do that, but I'm not going to do anything else. But I think we've talked about the wide receiver position enough. Let's talk about the Falcons game. Biggest takeaway from that game.
Liam Ike. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, not you. Yeah, you see how you jumped the gun?
You kind of
wait your turn. Your turn.
Wait, but he kind of stole the words from my mouth, though. For real.
Well, I stopped him, so now it's all you.
Ali, go ahead with it, bro.
I can't take it from you. Even with the alley, I can't take it from you, bro.
Throw me back the alley. Throw me back the alley. I got you.
All right, I'm gonna throw it back to you. It's here. There we go. Just toss it out to you.
No, all jokes aside, Liam Eichenberg should be the starting right tackle.
The future.
I'm not that the hating on Jesse Davis train. I like Jesse. He's good for what he is. And it is what it is. You can't really expect too much. But we're at the point where anybody with Robert Hunt next to him looks exponentially better. You see Robert Hunt lead double teams and lead ISOs, and it's beautiful. You're pushing people 2-3 yards down the field. There was 2 times with Liam, literally on 2nd and 1 and 3rd and 1, where they're literally pushing him down the field. And to me, it's like, all right, just pull the Band-Aid. But it is scary. To think about it, like Robert Hunt in and of himself, he kind of struggles with pass protection. You're putting a rookie right tackle who's been playing left tackle to protect Tua's blind side. That's that's a little concerning. But to me, that was one of the biggest takeaways for me. Is just Liam Eichenberg got a lot of PT, and he seemed to have made the most of it.
Okay, so your biggest takeaway is Liam. We have a whole section to talk about the offensive line because I do think we need to dive more into their performance this past game, especially after what happened with the Bears. Royal, what did you think?
Fuck Welch.
I love Welch, man. Welch is my guy. Stop it.
Yeah, he cool, bro. Cap. He agree with Lewis. Cap would. We can't.
Cap, listen, Cap. Listen,
I will argue with your bitch ass on the screen, bro. I will argue with you.
No. Cap is our first loyal fan.
I love Cap. Like, don't worry, I love the audience, but y'all audience gonna have to get used to a few things. I insult commenters when they talk shit to me. Okay,
you're gonna behave. You're gonna behave. Okay. If they give us money, you can't say nothing.
Michael's the host, so I have to listen to Michael. And that's going to be
a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
Hey, you better get ready for pregame because pregame shows, that stuff's going to have to be tight shit.
Yeah. We're going to be tight.
Okay.
There goes that.
We might have to talk to Ethan about a few things. You have to send an email. But no, back to Atlanta. My biggest takeaway from the game is that the Dolphins made the right draft pick in Jalen Waddle. Because it looks like this offense is built around Jalen Waddle and what he can do with the ball. It's perfect for Tua. We'll talk about more Tua later, but you can't avoid talking about him in this sense where he looked accurate, he got the ball out quick, and he knew where he was going with it every time he dropped back. Yep. And a lot of those times he was dropping back and getting that bitch to Jalen Waddle and letting him make things happen after the catch. And that was impressive to see. You know what I mean? Like, you had a little scared with the injury, but I loved what I saw.
Hold on a second. Little scared. Oh my gosh, bro. Listen. The panic.
As someone who was in the stadium.
No. Look, listen.
I'm a Packers
as someone
fan.
who was in the stadium,
pin drop.
It was. You could tell once everyone realized, because I first said it, and I looked like I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, oh shit. And my friend looks at me and goes, "What's wrong?" And then my girlfriend next to me was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Look over there." And then as soon as everyone sees him on the ground, like, it was just like silence. Everyone knew, like, holy crap, it can't be him. Of all the people, it can't be him that gets injured right now. And then once he came back out and they saw him cutting on the side, it was just like, all right, we're good. Everything's
it's
okay.
fair. And I think part of the reason that you guys felt like that because it was the first time that we had seen, kind of like
he looked
him being
electric.
featured.
They looked electric.
Yeah, he looked like everything that the Dolphins had been missing from that position. Cap, I see you in these comments, bro. I can't avoid you, bro. Listen, I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, and it's true, bro. It's true. Devontae Parker
with
has
it, bro.
been,
Caps with it.
Yeah, I'm with.
Well, no, and
too.
wait. Devontae Parker's been in practice more than Fuller has.
But what his thing
Yeah.
is, what his thing is just like Devontae Parker hasn't lived up to the billing, and sometimes it's the hype.
And
isn't
I
warranted,
and hold on.
and I concede that point.
That's
but
fair.
there are
He's
times-
a cheap wide receiver.
No,
too
no,
now.
but
I
time
don't
out, but
care.
time out.
He's cheap.
Yeah.
And
No,
for-
and not
for
just
his-
that. But it's not
Go
just
ahead.
that. Of every wide receiver in that room, who has the best season as a Miami Dolphin? As a
Jalen
Miami
Waddle?
Dolphin? No. Chill.
He gonna crush that shit this year, bro.
That's
They-
fine. Let him go out there and do it. But who's got the best? Who's got the best
Fuller,
receiver
But you're saying as a Dolphin, then it's Devontae
as a
Parker.
Dolphin?
Yeah,
We
also
haven't
the
seen Will
only
Fuller
one
do it for
there
us.
As
You probably
Okay.
won't see Will Fuller do it for you because Will Fuller don't play for
All I
nobody.
need him
in
to
the
That's
do
NFL.
is
another
do
one.
just 3 games. That's all I need. Just 3 explosive games.
Oh, that's
and
all
those
you
are
gonna
3 wins. Hey,
That's all
Will
I
Fuller-
care.
Will Fuller
Literally,
can
just
account
give
for
me
3
3
wins on his own.
Ws. He has that potential 2-3 touchdowns a game. All I need
sure.
is just 3 times. That's it. Bye.
No,
Go.
sure.
Go on.
Sure.
I just look.
Sorry, but I talked a long time.
I agree.
Juice
I
up,
agree
do
with you
whatever
though.
you gotta do.
Jalen Waddle.
3 games.
Jalen
that's
Waddle
it.
to me, he's going to be the most important piece in this offense.
The
Jalen Waddle goes
offense,
down.
it's
I have
around
a
him.
very, very hard time seeing it be as successful as it has been so far. Right? I understand that Fuller's good. Parker, I think, is a good receiver, and everybody can say that. The injury history is what it is, but he's a good receiver. Preston, if healthy, is a good receiver. But Jalen Waddle makes this engine move. And so when he went down, I almost died. And watching that replay, it looked awful.
The
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, the only Jalen Waddle replacement is 19. So you go from Jalen Waddle.
I'll say they're trying to do Albert. They're trying to put
Yeah.
Albert in that role too.
I think Albert Wilson's the next closest.
Yeah.
Sure, but I'm talking about like
Currently practicing that we know.
yeah,
of.
like
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
somebody who's going to play like.
Fair.
So when you lose,
Which is great because when
Waddle, go ahead.
Albert's healthy and like he is
Having both of them,
electric. Like, let's be
listen,
real.
you run a 4
Albert's
wide
healthy,
receiver
he's
set.
electric.
You run a 4 wide receiver set. You got Jalen Waddle on one side. You got Albert Wilson on the other, both of them kind of inside. And then you go the other side, you have Devontae Parker. And on the outside of that, you have Will Fuller. And then you have Mike Gesicki in the middle. GG's. I'm sorry. It's
You can
GG's.
run 5. You can run 5 wide with that same personnel, or you can move Gesicki and put Preston Williams in there, and it's still like it's too many people. Like we said, it's a position of depth for the team.
They have a lot of creativity, bro. You could honestly do like if wide receivers start to go down, bro. I would go out there and put Ahmed at running back, and I'd put Miles at wide receiver if needed to, because bro,
Oof.
they can get real funky with it, bro.
I'm gonna get.
That's
That
another
was gonna be
takeaway,
my-
bro.
I'm gonna
That was
get
be
to
my
Kai. Yeah, I
take
want
for
Kai
the
to talk about his
preseason.
takeaway because I do want to talk about the running back situation here in a
My-
second. But go ahead, Kai.
My takeaway from that game is just and watching it up until I'm gonna be honest, I watched it up until Reed Sinet threw that touchdown, then I was out of it for the rest of the game. Like I was just kind of sitting there vibing with like me and my friends making fun of the kid that was behind us because he was being annoying. But like besides that, like it just the efficiency of the offense and just kind of how and I think it's been said so many times this week, and I know it's easy to say it, and I know we'll talk about it later. But it literally just what you saw out of Tua, and especially looking back at the highlights now. Obviously, we don't have access to all 22. Hashtag thank you, NFL. But you know, watching him and being able to step up into the pocket, especially when he was getting pressured, and being able to kind of sit there and be comfortable and kind of look like the dude that we all knew that we saw at Alabama. And even yes, it's a preseason game, and I understand that. And look, we crap on other teams all the time for preseason game performances, but I think for a lot of us, even though it's a preseason game, just seeing how he adapted, just him mentally, I guess, like the mental part of the game, not just, I guess, pushing the ball down the field, just seeing how he was able to kind of go through his reads and everything. I was very happy with all of it, with the offense, with Tua, the backs in the receiving game. I think is great. Seeing Savon, seeing, seeing Myles Gaskin and just everything. Even the cherry on the top for that whole entire game was that read and throw to Gesicki, and when he got flipped over, that was everything for me, to be honest.
Okay.
I think what was so encouraging was that the fact that we saw them have a lot of success, and it's like we know that it's not even a complete product yet. Like the offense, that's not even all that they're going to do. It's preseason, so it's pretty.
You're missing
vanilla.
3 guys. You're missing 3 wide receivers.
But
right
when
now.
you're playing vanilla defenses and you're playing, that playing thing, you want to see your team have success. And and the Dolphins got to see that, and that was exciting.
And not just success. I mean, they were.
It was domination.
Again, it's
it was
preseason,
domination.
Literally.
Yeah.
Domination.
And this is where again we are an extension of the 3 yards per carry podcast. If you want absolutely flawless Dolphins content, that is where you go. 3 yards per carry. I love our show. Not even close to what 3 yards per carry brings you. Honestly, go check that out.
Wait.
But I'm gonna.
Listen, you just added a dynamic element to this. You just added Jalen Waddle to the extra yard. Okay.
Listen.
So we're 4 yards per carry.
Listen, we added Larnell Coleman. Okay. So here's.
Disrespectful fuck, Mike.
He's rounding up.
I will say
he's a very good.
I will say.
Bro.
I'm gonna
think
call
you're
out.
worth more than that, Royal. But that's
Shut up, Juan.
Mike's thing.
I'm gonna call out what Kaufman said about the Tua stuff, which was.
You mean Christ?
I just said Kaufman, right? It's fine.
But he's Christ.
What CK said about it, CK said, it's preseason, so it's hard to really come away from it thinking a lot of different things because, it's preseason. Nobody's really trying all that hard. Everything is a little bit more vanilla. What you'd like to see is for them to look kind of above what's happening. You want to see, especially out of your quarterback, you want to see him be able to kind of step it up and say, hey, I can handle this just fine. This is easy for me. And if this preseason has looked like anything for Tua, it's been absolutely easy. Aside from one very clear mistake that ended up costing him, which was a late throw over the middle, everything else has just looked like routine for him. And it's been short stuff because the offensive line hasn't been great, but it's just been chilling. And I know we told people to wait till the end, but we can just jump into it now. Tua Tagovailoa looked great.
If you remember one mistake, that means that he hasn't made very many of them.
Mm-hmm.
He started both games, both preseason games, 8 of 8. So
perfect.
He's on the money right now.
Arigato, Paul. Thank you for being here.
Appreciate you, Paul. For me, it's like a couple things with Tua, right? It's one of the things that I just never doubted with him was the mental part of the game. He's always had that, like situational awareness, 2-minute drills, goal line work. Well, we got to take KBN out.
Yeah, we got to take a couple of those people out and Bobby McCain.
How many can we list here? Hold up. You got Bobby you got to take out. You got
Is that Matt Breida? Is that Matt Breida behind Christian Wilkins?
Probably. Yeah, I think so.
Idea, you got to take out whoever Christian Wilkins going to hurt when he celebrates with them.
Yo, he was knocking out. He was punching. Who was it? Was it Kirk, I think? Bro, no, it was Sam Engelvon. He was swinging on him.
Bro, it's wild.
Listen. Preston came out and said that Christian Wilkins did not get him injured. All right.
Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Stupid. Yeah, you're all stupid. Yeah. Can we please talk about numero uno?
Yeah.
The most important guy in all of our hearts.
So
1 of 1.
Yeah. So I never doubted like that the little parts with him, right? It was always for me like the actual physical limitations. And the first game, I mean, you guys, I've talked to you guys about it. I was pretty concerned with the O-line because I just didn't see a scenario with that bad of an O-line and Tua actually making it past week 10. Like, man, he was going to take a lot of big shots. And what I saw this game was like a concerted effort to stay within like 3-step drops and like everything quick. And when it did take, that 5-step drop, it didn't really work out that well. Like the sack where Malcolm Brown kind of gave it up in the edge and then Jesse Davis' man came and cleaned it up. But for me with Tua, it's not even like the stats. It's not anything like that. It's like you kind of saw him go through like a checklist. Like, all right, I got to get Waddle. Bam, 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 got Waddle. Got to get Gesicki. Bam, 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 Gesicki. All right, Mac. Bam, 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 Mac. And when you see that like level of processing, you're like, okay, like this dude's like working at a different level and a different
It's
pace.
like I want to get these guys involved. Not let me just go out there, man. I want to get this guy involved because he hasn't had really much yet, and it's a preseason. Let me get him the ball. And he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. It's easy. It's fine.
He's doing what he wants out there, bro.
Yep.
Bro is a machine because even to that end, you saw like after Waddle got hurt, like he didn't go to Waddle. Like Waddle was out there on the field, but Tua was taking the ball everywhere else.
Yeah, Tua was like, nah, homie, go stay safe. I need you. Go stay safe.
You are doing cardio for the rest of this game, bro. Go out there and run around. You're not getting this goddamn ball. But to that end, like Juan was saying, like in that first game, we're talking about how Tua started perfect. His offensive line was absolute shit in game 1 in that first one. So it's him doing that with a bunch
and just to be fair, it went from shit to like garbage. Like
it was all right.
Yeah, it's still concerning, but like they worked around it. They worked around it. They got Liam
in the Bears
late.
game. In the Bears game, they went from the 34th best offensive line in the league to the 31st best offensive line in the league for the second game. That's what it was.
Look,
yeah, that's
I legit don't think that they were so
that's the joke,
horrible in pass protection in either game. Like I think there's definitely slip ups that happen, but I don't think that they were like. Obviously, the first game, I think we can all agree that the run blocking was horrible, but like the pass blocking, at least for the first team, wasn't horrible. In the
it's not good enough.
It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't. Yeah, obviously, like it wasn't like wow, like this young.
The thing is, you can count in one hand how many times Tua had time in the pocket after a 5-step drop.
Yeah.
Like in both games.
We also have to take into account about the Bears game. I'm sorry to cut you off, Juan, but we have to take into account. That's one of the better like defensive fronts in the league.
It is.
Too. Like I
was Patience Brigade last week. I'm with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Juan.
Nah, my only thing with the offensive line is like I look at more like okay, like you're not necessarily going to ever win every single rep, but if like the amount of reps that you're losing and the amount of reps that you're kind of not winning and not losing is like even, to me that's concerning. And that's what it was to me that first game, to where like the second game, like versus the Falcons, like the first drive, I kid you not, like I posted it on Twitter. They scored in spite of the offensive line. There was multiple times where it was free rushers, free guys, the running backs having to make stuff, Malcolm Brown having to make stuff, like Myles Gaskin. So for me, it was more so the progress of it, where they came back the second drive and it's like, all right, we got to do better. And it's, you start to build on stuff. You start to see what works. Like I said, Liam and Hunt, bro, that's something that you lead an offense through, you know?
Even on the touchdown, no, look, there was pressure coming up the middle. That too.
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, thank you very much, Simba. We know who you are. I won't say you're actually. I'm going to say Simba. Two are going to lead us to the worried about the O line. Always holding my breath. F the Packers. Listen, absolutely F the Packers. Bunch of bums. Cap coming in with the swear jar. Hey, you want to know what's funny? Hold on. Cap just said, like, watch the language. Anybody catch that Marvel reference? Anyone? Yeah. Royal did.
Yeah. Come on now. Ultron, my boy.
Yup. Listen. All right, we can keep going. Sorry. Juan and Kai are just very out of it. You guys need to watch more MCU movies.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why you have me now, bro.
Yeah, listen, if at least that, I'm okay with you being here.
Michael's happy to have me here, guys.
Here's the one thing I did want to ask you guys about the offensive line. If Austin Jackson struggles as badly as Oh, Paul, listen, I appreciate it, Paul. Paul, you can ask anything. You know what? Let's go back. Paul asked the question a little bit ago, so let's answer that.
In reception by the end of the year. That's actually a very good question. I didn't even
in receptions.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. I would have never said Waddle.
Are we taking out injury? Like, are we disregarding injury?
Just be including like, injury. Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Madden, like Madden injury off. Like, just everybody's playing.
Oh, I was thinking including injury. Let's be realistic. It's gonna happen.
I think I want to be realistic.
Yeah.
I still
want to say it without injuries.
Sorry,
I know my answer.
If it's like injury free, it's Waddle. If it's with injuries, it's still Waddle.
So why you made me good?
So what?
Because in my head I was battling between Waddle and Gesicki. I don't think
not really have that much.
I honestly I'm thinking Gesicki just because Waddle can open up so much, and I think defenses are gonna more likely hone in.
You guys are talking to me. I said 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns for Gesicki.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at all these people saying Gesicki. I
don't think he's gonna get 80 balls. Like I don't think he's gonna catch 80.
I don't think this offensive line is good enough to really get Will Fuller a lot of those deep receptions that he should be getting. I don't think it's good.
Start, in my opinion.
Right. I don't think they're gonna get enough time to give Devontae Park a lot of those one-on-one 50-50 balls that we know we get him a lot of time. Tua is gonna want to be more secure with the ball. We saw how open Gesicki got even without Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, and Preston Williams and Albert Wilson. Throw those guys in there. Yeah, Gesicki's going to be eaten, bro.
Gesicki's going to be open all the time because he's playing for some money.
Big facts.
So Gesicki going to ball this year.
There's a lot of – but I could see it being Waddle, and I could see it being other people. I just think it's going to be Gesicki. Juan and Kai, what do you guys think?
I think it's go ahead, Kai.
I think it's Waddle.
Yeah,
I think it's Waddle. Yeah.
Listen, I've been wanting to
Like-
draft him since January, so I'm chilling. If it's Waddle, it's another
I just
W
thought
on you
he was
guys.
going to be more of the explosive threat than the actual target hog, and it's like
Hey,
you
don't
kinda
forget he'll get some receptions. Just sorry to cut you off. Like if you have put him in motion, Tua just toss him the ball in front.
that's a
'cause
reception.
That counts as a reception.
That's a
so
reception.
that's the other thing, and
he's gonna do
probably
that
a
with
lot of that.
screens. He's gonna do that with everything, bro.
And I'm gonna fight your explosiveness thing because I think a lot of his explosiveness is gonna come from he catches it 5 yards, he runs the next 40 because he
Or
breaks
60.
one tackle and he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got good speed. He's got amazing speed, but I think his speed is better utilized. Just get him the ball short and let him make something, as opposed to a Will Fuller or Devontae Smith, where it's more let the cornerback get a little bit close to them. They're just gonna toast him over the top, right? And they really want him to be in that short area, especially with how the offensive line is. So I think that's where it's gonna come from him a lot. So Paul, thank you very much for your $4.99 dono. Here was the question I was gonna ask about the offensive line. If Austin Jackson struggles to the point where all of us are very, very worried about him being out there for the safety of running backs, quarterback, everybody, would you guys ever consider having Liam Eichenberg play right tackle and then putting Jesse Davis at left tackle?
No.
It's like taking trash and offering me like landfill.
Yeah.
No, but hold on, because
Okay.
Jesse Davis has played well so far in the preseason. He hasn't played great, but he's played better than Jesse Davis, right?
He's
Don,
what did you say?
He's had more.
Wait, what did you say?
Jesse Davis has had help every time. He's had chips. He's had blocks.
Bro, did we
he's
hear
had
the same
tight
thing?
ends.
What'd I say?
Okay.
He said that has Jesse
You said
Davis
Jesse
played better
Davis
than
is
Jesse
better
Davis.
than Jesse
But
Davis.
I think that's what he meant to say. But
Yeah.
because he has been
Jesse
playing
Davis
better
has
than
played-
himself.
Jesse Davis has played both better and worse than Jesse Davis if you watch all of the snaps. Okay.
I mean,
That's
for
like
sure,
that's
facts,
some
but
deep shit, bro.
I
Holy
cannot
shit.
He's breaking the fourth wall.
I'm like
I'm asking myself a question after this video has been posted.
while answering it.
even if it's not Tua's blind side, I don't want Jesse Davis protecting either one of the bookend sides of the Dolphins line.
Jesse Davis is starting. 100%.
They make it seem like that.
Jesse
They make
Davis
it
is starting
feel like that,
100%. He's
like,
the
come
only one
high
that
or
goes
low
out there with the
water,
starters and
Sunday
comes
at
out as
1
the
p.m.,
first quarter.
The only two guarantees is Tua and Jesse Davis somewhere on the line. Like that's it. Like that's like
Jesse Davis is starting. There's
and,
no
and everybody's day by day.
Yeah.
When do you put out Liam then? Like when do you decide that you have to go Liam?
when they get
I would-
tired of Jesse halfway through the season.
No, it's gonna be when Jesse's like knee gives out.
I feel like that's got to be
that's-
sooner with Liam.
That's literally what it is.
Game one, he has to play.
Well, okay, but let's also step back and look at this for a second. We've only seen Eichenberg play a few snaps against Falcons backups, and we can be honest, the Falcons defense is terrible. All right, Tibbet says, here's extra for the swear jar. You guys think we make a move for O-line during the season and a real move, not a raffle ticket 7th round trade?
I just don't know what a real move
Hell no.
constitutes.
I mean,
that's my
Mitchell
thing,
Schwartz. That's the only one that.
But that sounds like more of the raffle ticket than
Yeah.
anything else. Like if we're talking about like
What are we offering? What are the Dolphins giving up?
For Mitchell
Wait,
Schwartz, nothing. He's a free agent.
If you think Mitchell Schwartz would be I mean, I guess injuries aside and everything. Yeah. I mean,
that's the thing. He's
but that wouldn't.
34
I
with
don't
the
think that would
injuries.
technically qualify like as a 7th round.
This
trade
is look. I
raffle
said it.
ticket,
I said it
though.
earlier when I was
Greg
talking about the
Little move,
DVP
you
stuff.
could potentially see something.
You name
I
me.
don't think that's a Greg Little. I think that's a little disrespectful.
No, it's not Greg Little.
It's not a Greg Little move.
Jancho, that's
Greg
bad.
Little was a 2nd round pick. He kind of holds
Yeah,
more value than
Yeah, but we've seen Greg Little play, and Greg Little wasn't very good. My thing with the O-line is this. The place that they need the most help right now, in my opinion, is tackle and then center after, because I'm not convinced with Michael Dieter. I'm not.
You're sold on Dieter, bro.
I'm not sold on Dieter. I'm not sold on Dieter.
In terms of sold, it's like Hunt, Dieter,
Stop.
like
Stop.
Austin Jackson.
I feel like
Kinley.
Dieter.
I go
feel like Dieter's
Hunt,
been developed
Kinley,
real well
then
throughout the
Dieter,
season.
maybe.
Dieter has
No,
been,
absolutely
Dieter
not.
has
It's
played-
if anything. Sorry, I forgot Davis because we obviously it's
Dieter's
Hunt,
played much
Davis,
better.
Dieter.
Dieter
And then
has played
everybody
well,
else.
but I'm not ready to say that Dieter's. That's it. I'm set at center. Like I'm
They
good.
are.
We're fine.
They are.
Okay,
I'm
sure.
telling you.
Maybe,
They
maybe
are.
Oh,
not.
I'm sure
Maybe-
they're
I
going
maybe
out
not.
with it. I don't think
I
he's
have a
good
lot of
enough that
faith.
I'm set.
I have a lot of faith in Michael Dieter. I can't lie.
He has
I haven't in
talent,
a
bro.
while,
He's big
but
enough body. He just has to put it together and fucking play, bro.
I just look with the offensive line. Then fine.
Bully,
what
bro.
moves? What moves are we talking about then with the offensive line? We're talking about the tackle position.
Fuck.
You name me one team willing to trade a tackle that could go out there and start right now for a team that says you're good enough to start, but we're gonna have you as our backup. That doesn't happen. Offensive linemen are hard to come by.
They are.
What are you going to have to give up? At least a second round pick for an offensive tackle? That's starting caliber, and that's even then. I don't think a team's going to give him up for that. Remember the last tackle that got traded? That was good, Laramie Tunsil. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but we also fleeced the hell out of the Texans. Like, let's
got a haul for that boy.
We did.
That was legitimate fleecing. That was going to.
That was setting the market. That was setting the market for a young offensive tackle.
I don't know.
That shows elite potential.
Bill O'Brien looked like me and you trying to make a trade in the NFL against that.
No, I'm smarter than Bill O'Brien. Chill. That's
for sure.
Bill O'Brien was
Give
the
me
CPU GM when you would trade kickers
Give
to the
me
other
Michael,
teams.
bro.
Yeah, Jesus. Listen, I'd rather have the Madden GMs make a trade before I have Bill O'Brien.
For sure.
That's like, I don't think that this is something where it's like, okay, that's going to set the market, because that was a trade that was.
So all right, let me ask you guys
happened.
a question, because now this is something I've been kind of pondering the last couple of days. Isn't it like an indictment of or it needs to say something where we've spent all these first round picks, all these second round picks, third round picks, fourth round picks on linemen, and we're still sitting here trying to scrummage for change. Like,
listen, I'm not asking for a trade. I think this offensive line can figure it out. They did last year. What's the difference between last year and this year on the offensive line?
Well, they did early on last
Harris
year.
and Flowers, which are veterans.
But every team has a blind spot in some area. And I think Miami's may just be
for like 2 decades. It's been O-line.
But no.
Stop. The unicorns and Tony Sperano's lines were good.
And there was a common denominator there. Tony Sperano was the one who drafted most of those guys. Jake Long got hurt.
Tony Sperano drafted Mike Pouncey.
No. I'm talking about just that first guy. Tony Sperano drafted Jake Long. He ended up getting hurt. Didn't work out.
But Jake Long was a monster though. Like
Jake Long was an all-pro.
He was up until his knees caught up to him.
That was easy.
Listen. Going back, I take Matt Ryan. We got to get off offensive.
I was just about to say
really quick to finish it off, and I guess we'll go throughout here. Currently, as the offensive line is stated on the Dolphins website, it says Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg, Michael Dieter, Robert Hunt, Jesse Davis. Those are the first team offensive linemen. Obviously, the notable names behind them are Solomon Kinley and Matt Skura. Like, those are really the notable names.
I'm surprised Matt Skura didn't even get a chance. At least in a preseason game.
What's the you can't give him a chance, bro. Like
I would say Matt Skura is a better blocker.
What's the outlook that you see? Noting that right now the Dolphins still have Liam Eichenberg listed as a guard. Of course, we know that he played at right tackle, in the second game, and I think they said he played at right tackle a little bit today. But knowing that the Dolphins have him listed as guard, let's go with that scenario. Do you stick with Austin, Liam, Dieter, Hunt, and Jesse Davis?
No.
Who do you replace?
I put Kinley instead of Eichenberg.
Kinley.
That's the 1-for-1 swap that you want to do?
I take out Eichenberg, I put in Kinley, and I leave Jesse Davis at right tackle. He's the only veteran on that line. The next veteran is Michael Dieter, and he has not had enough playing time, in my opinion, to really consider him like a leader veteran on that offense.
Right. I mean, technically, he's kind of a leader right now in a way.
Well,
I don't want Jesse Davis playing.
You're saying what the room is saying, but we're trying to be politically correct because he is going to have to play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be y'all subconscious on this show, bro. Like, I can't help but say certain things. Like,
that's fine.
I don't want Jesse Davis playing.
You do.
I think everyone's ideal situation, if this is the way that the Dolphins want to shake it out, is that you have Austin, Kinley, Dieter, Hunt, and then Eichenberg. Like, I think that's everyone's ideal line right now from where it stands.
If Eichenberg can play the way he did against those third unit guys in a starting role,
he was in for a long time though.
He wasn't for a long time, but against backups mostly.
Well, I mean, they were everybody was basically versus backups, but Liam was after like middle of second quarter he took over.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
He had some run with the first team line for a little bit.
The thing about
they literally played the whole offensive line, the first team, into like I think start of the third quarter, and then the only difference was instead of Davis, it was Liam.
I think the thing about Liam, bro, is that he's just so solid to be so young, bro. Like that's what I saw in that game. It's
almost like I'm gonna say respectfully, it's almost like boring how solid he is because you're just
But
like,
you kind of
oh,
want that.
okay,
You're not gonna
That's
get
what you
Quentin
want.
Nelson all the time. Yeah,
I just okay. Here's my thing with him though.
If
that I
you
will
can
say
get
is
him,
Eichenberg is solid. Eichenberg comes from Notre Dame, and we know that Notre Dame has good offensive linemen. Here's what I'm going to say.
Thing with Wisconsin and Dieter.
He's going to be covering the blind side.
Hey, Michael, Quentin Nelson is my my guard on my ultimate team too. I'm sorry to put that out there.
Oh, you're fine. I don't. Yeah, do you, bro?
I know I'm fine. I have Quentin Nelson at guard. Duh, bro.
Congratulations, you paid my. Listen, with Eichenberg, if he goes out there, he's covering the blind side. I think he's going to. I think strength wise, he's fine. I think he's going to struggle against speed rushes.
They'll help him though. That's my.
They'll
thing.
have to help him, but that's
that-
what I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm more confident in Jesse Davis being able to handle that because he's handled it before.
No,
Yes.
and while I'll push back is because they already have help towards Jesse Davis. If you're gonna do it for Jesse, bro, just take him out, put Liam, and just do the same thing. Like we're moving around in a circle, like right back to the same predicament. If you're gonna do it for the right,
We'll see how.
guy,
Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter
it.
because they're gonna break through that. Then they're gonna get to the running back in the backfield, and the running back isn't gonna be able to block crap. Because I am sorry, but none of these running backs are good
bro.
blockers.
Did you Brown? Did you see that block that he just whiffed?
Malcolm Brown is the best blocker on this team.
And how's that? Listen. When Savon touches the football, it's exciting.
Electric. When
Savon has to block anyone,
it's electric.
I worry deeply. Right? Myles Gaskin, not super confident in his blocking. It's better than Ahmed, but not the best.
Saying too much.
And
either.
Malcolm Brown, who's supposed to be the best blocker, completely whiffed on a sack.
Yeah.
You know what would be nice? A running back that could do a little bit of everything.
And get caught from behind when they run in for yards.
Listen.
If we're gonna start talking about
that boy got ran down, Michael.
I'm fine. Listen to me. I'm talking about Le'Veon Bell, who's still out there. I'm talking about Le'Veon Bell. He can run, he can catch, he can block. I'm good. I
promise. I think you talk about more about Le'Veon Bell than his own agent does. I swear to you.
But I'm hoping to represent him.
But Michael, I don't think we're doing. I think one of the things that we kind of like glossed over was how well the running backs did actually carrying the ball.
I'm out.
Like Gaskin, we talked about it just a little bit, but Gaskin was more than solid. He was more than solid with that rock in his hand.
10 touches, 61 total yards, 1 touchdown, balling.
Come on, bro. Like that's solid production out of in terms of getting somebody to carry the ball.
Malcolm Brown too, 10 carries, 43 yards in a TD. Like
Malcolm Brown, I'm not sold. That boy don't know which hole he's supposed to go through on no play.
I had PTSD after week 1. Okay, let me tell you,
that boy
seeing him run for 9 yards was a sigh of relief. Okay, I did not see Jordan Howard do that. Jordan Howard was being caught after 7.
Yeah, everybody was ready to say Malcolm Brown was Jordan Howard all over again.
Yeah,
bro, Malcolm Brown. That's we need to watch that. That boy, he might need
Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, bro, like I'm not a believer, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. But it seems like he hit the wrong hole every time he touched the ball. It's like
listen. If we start talking stuff, I mean, Jared Dokes has looked fine too, right? So what are we even doing? Can I just say how refreshing it is, though, that none of us even have to talk about defense? Although I think we should at least talk about the stat.
Shout out to Eric
bro.
Yeah,
to me, shout out to Sam Eguavoen, who literally sacked his way onto the roster.
Yeah, but Eric deserves some praise, bro. That 4th down stop on the goal line, like that PBU, like. Eric looks like he's gonna take another step this year.
Eric's gonna be fine.
Let's give some love to Byron too. Byron played well. But let's throw some of this heat over at the boy Nick Needham.
Ooh, I like that one.
Superstar.
Who called him a superstar?
Oh no, Cap! Don't bring him up. That's sad.
That's what they call him.
Hold on, can we just? I'll just address Cap for a second.
White chocolate.
He gone.
White chocolate gone.
Sorry, Lewis.
Yeah, he gone.
I kind of want to hear Kai because I haven't heard him talk in a long time. Kai Chisholm, I want you to talk about Nick Needham, how that boy got lost on this one out route.
Look, I think that I've gone from the biggest Nick Needham hater to the biggest Nick Needham supporter. I understand that like some people want to crap on him sometimes, but I literally have gone like I feel like besides the fact that his mom blocked me on Twitter, Like I feel like I just respect the hell out of him. And
Only Kai, bro.
I love Nick Needham, bro. Like I want him. I know like me, Juan, and Alf have been sitting at camp for like the past 2 weeks, like talking to each other about it and just saying like, dude, like having him and Justin Coleman is a luxury. For real.
Nick Needham?
Yes.
Hey, no, time out. Nick Needham is the third best cornerback in that room, which is not what I thought we'd be saying.
I did.
Well, I mean, you kind of, yes, he is. It's definitely not Juan's boy.
Justin Coleman hasn't done nothing wrong, but Nick Needham has just been balling.
But
that's not what I meant to put up there.
Is it McCourty though when he comes back?
Nah.
I have to see.
And McCourty's playing a lot of safety.
Yeah, but he's not going to stay at safety.
I think he might.
Now,
From what I'm hearing, Javon Holland has his eyes set on that spot.
Yeah, but Javon Holland's going to come down into the box as well. They're going to put Javon Holland in the box before they put McCourty.
I'm just glad Brandon Jones is
McCourty not going to hit nothing.
Look, I'm just like I was saying at the beginning, I'm just excited that I don't even care about the defense. Like I do care about the defense, but like no, but like I'm not worried about it. Like preseason wise,
do
whatever.
Let's talk about Jalen Phillips too, bro. Like we got to see him more or not see him.
We got to see him once for the first time.
We didn't get to, I mean,
I said this. I tweeted it out, but it almost feels like Brian Flores is like trying to be coy with how he's going to use them. Like come week 1,
he's being coy with the whole defense.
There was 2 different 3rd and longs where he took them out, like specifically took them out. You know, I found it odd because you would think that he's going to be on 3rd downs when he's a pass rusher.
Yeah, I'm a similar. I didn't notice him, and I think it was partially because they took him out a lot, and he was still coming back, right? Because he was injured for a while, and I get it, but I didn't watch the game and be like, "Whoa, Jalen Phillips popped." Who did pop? Yeah. Gregory Rousseau.
Ooh, stirring the pot.
I mean,
so I think that's by design. I think Phillips is going to pop in the regular season. Rousseau might fade a little bit.
I think Phillips is going to be fine. I think people gave up on Rousseau way too quick.
Whatever. He's not
in the draft process.
This is the Dolphins show.
Right, we're starting to get some crazy things. We gotta.
Kai's just done talking to us. Okay, well, yeah, we'll call it because Kai wants to call it, guys. I don't know what to say. We're having a good time. Kai wants to call it, everybody. Kai wants to call it. What'd you say? Listen,
I'm just going off of our said platform. Okay, I'm trying to keep things.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we just hit our highest amount of viewers, but you're calling it, so let's do that. Yeah.
Somebody said, I know what's popping.
Listen, I'm not the one that said I needed to go at 10 o'clock. All right, that was you.
So that's true. I did say that. Listen, no, but for real, we've got another show this week. You will hear a lot of this same banter. You will hear us disagree about everything because we can do nothing else. I will continue to say that Juan is wrong at all times just because that is the way it is. Royal is here now for good. Like we said at the top of the show, Thrive Fantasy. Go check it out. There is a link in the description below. Huge shout out to Thrive. Thank you so much for sponsoring our show and the network as a whole.
Smash the like button, bro. Tell them to smash that like button.
I was about to say that. Shut up. Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. Like I said, 60% of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. Very easy. Big red button down below. We'll be back Thursday at 9 p.m. Thank you guys very much for watching. Royal, welcome to the show, man. It is great to have you.
Yeah, this boy Welch, bro, you're gonna be my arch nemesis on this bitch. Talk about shout out to making Rich and Letting Packer fan on the show. Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the show. But you know what? See me on Thursday, bro.
And straight up, Welch Cap, the guy who donated earlier. Who was it? It was the guy with the dog, Avi. Paul, listen, thank you guys so much for watching the show. We really appreciate you guys being here. We're going to try to continue to put out great content for people like you. We appreciate you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will be back on Thursday, 9 p.m. Until then, fins up.
Touchdown,